Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 22 All-Stars Live Feed Spoilers. We don't have a veto ceremony today because it's the Final Four. They're just going to push that back for a while. You don't really need one at this point.
No.
We're instead going to talk more about what is going on in the house. You know, for all of you really curious about, is Enzo bringing Mulan outside? we have the answer for you, and it is yes. Also, we will go through.
This is where we are, guys. This is where we are.
We got a couple of strategic things. We have a new edition of our ongoing segment, and actually, this is only the second time we've ever done it, entitled Ruh-Roh, which is all about people doing things that make you say Ruh-Roh as a result. Before we get into that, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill my throat being Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo will be the death of me at the end of the season. If you guys do like this discussion, give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also support us further by checking those links to the store as well as our Patreon.
And tonight is Dancing with the Stars. So we will be covering that. We're both doing the same thing.
I know, but
what is happening
we didn't
here?
prepare that, everyone, just so that it's clear.
No, we've known each other like 13 years. So, sometimes we're rolling at the same time.
Sometimes you only have one dance move, and apparently this is what we got, everybody.
Yeah. So, we're going to be covering that tonight. So there will be a video here at the channel after the episode.
Let's set up the big question for everyone. Is Christmas still going to be evicted in fourth place? Drum roll.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. She is going, guys. She is going. And she knows it.
Like, she knows it. I think she's still going to try at some point. But the fact that she's already sort of envisioning herself doing the Final Four jury roundtable segment, not great. Like, not great for everybody out there that has a lot of hope that different things are going to happen.
Yeah, no, I think she really knows that she's going, and she is preparing for that.
Christmas's brain, like, it is interesting because we talked about the dramatics that came out of Pumpkin Gate, where that pumpkin just basically forcibly jumped out of Christmas's, what was that, a shovel?
Yeah, some sort of teeter-totter shovel thing. Yeah, no, it wasn't good, and it really did kind of push her into a really negative frame of mind that she just really couldn't bounce back from.
Is Christmas ever going to look at pumpkins the same way again? Like, is she ever going to carve any pumpkins, have some pumpkin pie?
Of course she will. She has loyal. Loyal is not going to be deprived of pumpkins.
Okay, don't make an enemy out of pumpkins. It's not all of their faults. It's just that one that clearly did not want you to win that HOH Christmas.
Yep.
But yeah, it just feels like she hasn't gotten over that. I don't think she's ever gotten her head back into the game fully. And I think not having Memphis, who is it's not the same for her without Mornings with Memphis. I mean, she was quite possibly the only person who really enjoyed Mornings with Memphis.
Listen, okay, I'm just going to be sort of devil's advocate here. And here is the thing about having someone in the game is important to help sort of keep people stable in the game. When she last played, she still had a good relationship with Paul and Josh, and now she's just on her own. And in a game like this, where it's sort of like everybody and then you lose your person, this can happen. She's not the first and won't be the last.
Well, if you recall, yesterday we talked through a conversation that Enzo and Christmas had where Enzo made it clear to her that she probably isn't going to have that much of a chance to stick around, and she ranted at him about inexplicably being mad going on a block in a week that nominations don't matter.
Yes, she did.
And today, Enzo has relayed most of that conversation to Cody. Notably, he did not tell Cody that he asked Christmas for advice as to what he should do and who he should get rid of if he wins the final HOH.
Yeah, the thing is it feels a lot like, Enzo knows, I think, in his heart of hearts, that Cody is not going to end up actually taking him to the final two. I think that Cody is taking Nicole, and I think this is sort of these last-ditch efforts to continue to build what he can with Cody. If there's any way to change his mind, to be like, hey, dude, I've been loyal to you the whole time. I've come to you with information. You've come to me with information. It's been you and I, we're the root, yo. And I think him still coming at this point in the game where it doesn't really matter anymore. I think he's still just trying to push that idea with Cody so that maybe Cody will feel a little bit guilty when he has to make a choice.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm still kind of on the fence as to what Cody is going to do, but I think regardless, it's just good to strive for reassurance in the game, right? Like, whether it is to convince him to change his mind, to stabilize it, just passing along information is what Enzo has done all season. At times frustratingly so, because you want him to keep stuff to himself a little bit more.
You do, but he is in the final 3 here, guys. So, I mean, as much as that strategy, can frustrate us as viewers, it has worked.
And here's the thing with Christmas as well, is that, Christmas, she's not waving the white flag entirely, and also Cody isn't telling her to wave the white flag entirely, because he did tell Enzo basically what he told Christmas, which was, I don't really know for sure, I'm weighing it all over in my mind, which I feel like it took Cody like 0.2 seconds to weigh this over in his mind, and then he was done.
Yeah, and it's really weird, because I get that Cody probably doesn't want to just tell her she's going and then she's going to be miserable all week. But at the same time, if you're like, I haven't made a decision yet, we've seen what happens when you tell Christmas you haven't made a decision yet. She follows you around, she tries to campaign, she does what she's supposed to do, which is keep trying. If the door's open even a little bit, you keep going at it. So if these are his choices, right?
Yeah.
Either Cody's going to make her mad,
or
she's going to keep trying.
And I think if he makes her mad by saying, you're going to be evicted, you know who else is going to be very mad at Cody? Allison Grodner, Cody. That you are going to leave her with no footage. So instead, she's going to create a whole segment with you with, like, that music they give people when they do really badly in challenges? It's like the womp, womp, womp music. Like, that will be your music for the rest of the week. They will superimpose, like, one of those dunce caps on your head or whatever else.
Well, the other thing is I'm sure that Cody wants Christmas's vote, and if he's kind of like, maybe there's still a little bit of a door open, he does keep that door open for conversations, and those conversations can maybe smooth a little bit out, because these two, it's not smooth between them, and I'm sure he doesn't want her to leave the house feeling like she doesn't like him still.
Yeah, and it's with all of this in mind, and talking just further about how incredibly dominant a game that Cody has played, that we move into our second edition of Rutrow, because we're going to talk about Nicole, and apparently what Nicole would have done in the event that she won the power of Veto.
Oh my god.
We have to do it. Let's rip the Band-Aid right off here.
She has told the cameras that if she had won the or a veto, that she was going to keep Cody over Christmas. So the final 2 idea that Christmas was having with Nicole that actually seemed like a good idea for Nicole to win this game, she was not going to do it. Now, that is what she's telling the cameras alone. So typically that's truthful when she's alone saying something like. However, we have seen people in the past, like Cliff, talking to the camera and getting caught. And so there is a possibility that she's saying this out loud just in case Cody overhears or something like that. That could end up hurting her because she didn't win the veto. So the fact that she didn't win the veto means that she didn't have to make that decision. That's fine. So if you're going to just say whatever, like, Nicole just hasn't always been that sort of honest with the camera, with us. Not always.
Here is the thing on this in my mind. If Nicole means this, I'll just be totally honest. If she means this and she gets to the end with Cody, she doesn't deserve to win. She doesn't deserve to get a lot of votes. Maybe she'll get like 1 or 2 votes from people who she's kind of sort of friends with. But this is so incredibly bad.
Yeah, especially because this is not the same situation like it is with Cody, where some people are like, oh, Cody should for sure take out Nicole. For me, why? Nicole's going to take him to the end and he can beat her. Christmas is not taking Cody to the end, and that's 100% or 99.999%.
Yeah.
It is not happening. So why are you going to keep in the person who is not going to take you, but then you're going to kick out the person who is going to take you? Nicole is not in that situation. So if she had won the veto, Cody is probably going to take her. Christmas is absolutely going to take her because that is the one person that Christmas thinks she can beat.
This is not a good argument, but this is the only argument I've thought of in the past few hours since Nicole said this, and that is that maybe she wants to have Cody in the final 3 to ensure that Enzo doesn't win the final HOH, because if Enzo wins the final HOH, he's probably not going to take her, and Christmas has not been good in competitions, but...
Yes.
I still think this is really, really bad, because I think if you're Nicole, you have been studying like a crazy person for the past week or two.
Bet on yourself, Nicole.
Yeah. Go Fred Van Vliet on these people and bet on yourself. I don't know why I always do references like more than 10 minutes into the video that like 2 people are going to get, but like she's got to just be okay with being okay with their performance. She can beat these 2 in memory comp. She can beat them in endurance.
Okay, now we're going to talk about a rumor that's out there, which has been out there forever. And I'm going to start this by saying that I don't believe this rumor. I don't think it's true.
No.
However, this is what the rumor is. The rumor is of course that there was pre-gaming. That rumor's been out there. I still sit firmly in the camp that if I haven't seen it or heard it with my own eyes, I have a hard time believing anything. Everything is rumor to me. It probably happened. I can't confirm it. So now this other rumor is that Cody and Nicole have pre-gamed, and that part of that pre-game is that they are splitting the money. That is the rumor that I do not believe.
This rumor sucks. Like that.
No, I just don't think that it's true.
No.
And I mean, this isn't the first time that I've heard rumors like this, but it is you cannot do this. This is in the contract. They're going to get sued. At some point, CBS is going to see if Cody wins, Nicole, riding around in a brand new car, whatever, and, her $50,000 is only going to get her so far. So I just am not believing this.
I don't buy it for a second. I just think ultimately, number one, people have too big of egos. I think a lot of the time in this world, like, Cody wins $500,000. I don't see any situation where he's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to take money away, from my family, from, my girlfriend who has gone through a lot these past several years, and just hand something over to It's not going to happen. Nobody is going to run the risk of not being cast on the show or getting sued by production for splitting the money. This is just, I think, a manifestation of a lot of our frustrations about Cody and Nicole pretty clearly having some sort of bond from before the game, and not even a wall yeller could stop it.
No, and I mean, they have played together, so it was inevitable that they were going to end up playing together again, and that they are friends outside the show. But again, Nicole and Danny are friends outside of the show, and look at where that's gone. So who knows?
That is the one thing that they played a season before. I have tried to defend the underdogs to the best of my ability, and I love a lot of them. That includes you, Kaser, King Kaser. But anyway, I miss Kaser. But it's just like...
I miss Janelle.
I miss them both. It's just the situation where all of you should have assumed from the start that Cody and Nicole were going to play together and be close.
Yes, you guys all assumed that because Kaser and Janelle played together that they were going to play together again. Why didn't anybody assume the same thing over... It is really frustrating, and it makes no sense.
None of it makes any sense to me, but that's one of the big reasons why we're here. That plus, of course, the fact that the Dominant Alliance won pretty much everything all season.
Yeah. So Could this rumor be the reason why Nicole's like, I would take Cody to the end? No, I just don't think it's true.
I just think at the end, she just thinks that Cody will take her to the final two. I think
Yes.
she's very confident in it. And, and I think with Cody's standpoint, I think there's a really good chance he'll take Nicole, but he can take Enzo. It doesn't matter who he takes. It's
No,
just,
it doesn't.
who does he want to give $50,000 to
Yep.
if he ends up making it there?
Yeah.
The last thing we'll sort of go through here is just that there's a weird schedule coming up for Big Brother, for those who don't know. There is the episode tonight, which is going to be on in a couple hours. Mm-hmm. There's going to be an episode, on Wednesday, like there always is, and then we'll have the eviction. But there's an episode scheduled for Friday, which hasn't happened pretty much all season.
Yeah, my theory is, and this is just a theory, I don't know, so it's just what I'm thinking, is we know that there was a luxury comp, and that maybe it's just going to air on Friday.
I think it's very likely they could stick that on Friday and just be like, okay, this took place before the eviction. If there's not time for it tonight or anything like that, maybe they're going to do something else with these people that we haven't seen yet. I don't think it's a big dramatic twist, but do you remember, I think this was Big Brother 18, I'm not sure, where they did this carnival where they threw everyone outside and it was like, oh, here's a performance from Ziggy Marley. And
Yes, and they do stuff like that. So, I mean, it's possible that that's kind of where we're going to go.
What?
That we'll get hey, we had this luxury comp, or those, not only that, like the performance, here's this performance, but they've also done stuff like, let's watch this movie before everybody else. And this will be Product Placement Friday.
Wasn't Mr. Pictacular at that carnival? Like, I'm trying to... Where is my Jesse sighting this season?
I know, right?
Like, you can zoom in. We say this as members of Pictacular Island, which is a very small but devoted group of people who do not despise Jesse. And
We love Jesse.
And I can't believe it's taken us this long during the actual season to bring up Pictacular Island.
I know. I think I was just expecting that there would be something from him. But no.
No, this is...
But so we got Dr. Will, and that was good that he was there, but I don't know. It kind of didn't land. Like, I don't know what was going on with that. I wish they had more for him to do for us.
If Keisha was still in the game at that point, would Jesse have been the neighbor?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It would have been, well, no, just give me more Will. Maybe we'll get more Will at the round table, but...
I hope so.
Maybe we'll get a jury show on Friday. Okay, I'm not going to start throwing things out that probably aren't happening.
That'd be all right. Hey, we've gotten up 2 segments already.
Yeah, well, we'll see exactly what they have planned this week, but we have an episode tonight. But for now, what do you think about the latest happenings in the Big Brother 22 house? Where do you want to see Enzo bring Mulan the cow next? He's put it in the package. This is where we are, everyone. Let us know.
They're bored.
In the
They're
comments.
bored.
If you guys do like this video, subscribe, give us a like, support us further. Check those links to the store or Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.
Tonight for Dancing with the Stars.